And welcome everyone to WREP 15 Sports, and thanks for watching live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We apologize for the delay in getting started. Had a little difficulty with some connections up here, but the good news is Martinsville out to a phenomenal start. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that to you live. We do have some highlights of it, and I'll recap it, what you've missed so far after this Martinsville kick. It is the first round of sectionals here in the 4A class between the Martinsville Artesians and the visiting Jennings County Panthers. And this time, Martinsville is going to kick it deep. It's going to be taken inside the 10-yard line and around the right side, and a hard hit and driven back near the 25, 26-yard line is where Jennings County's offense will take over. So to recap what you missed, like I said, we will have highlights of this. We just had some issues with getting connected online. Unfortunately, we were perfect in the regular season, then sectionals come, and we have this issue. But in the opening kickoff, Jennings County kicked it off to the Artesians. Andy Myers, the senior, took it 95 yards for the opening kickoff touchdown. His second kickoff return touchdown in as many games. Had one last week at Plainfield, and then took one, the opening kickoff, 95 yards. His quarterback for Jennings County rolls out, throws it high, and misses. That was the first play that Jennings County has run. That was a pass by Lance Bailey, because after the touchdown, the Jackson Fry unable to connect on the extra point. Martinsville, like they have most of the season, kicked an onside kick. Jennings County was ready for it, but Martinsville was able to recover it thanks to a nice bounce on the onside kick. Artesians recovered, marched downfield, and then Tyler Cox took it 7 yards for a touchdown run, and then the 2-point conversion, Xavier Tinnitus to Craig Wesner. And just like that, Artesians up 14-0 against the Jennings County Panthers, and their offense is on the field for the first time, and that's the first completion from Bailey to Miller, I believe. Jennings County, number 31. Check that. Number 31, Wyatt Mesmer. So it was a 4-yard completion there. So bring up 3rd and 6, 10 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Like I said, Jennings County offense on for the first time tonight. Kind of when we have a chance to breathe here, as steps up and overthrows his intended receiver, looking to get to number 86, Logan Forney, but overthrew him. So that's going to bring up a 4th down situation here for the Panthers. We'll see what Coach Sharp wants to do here. Already his team down 14-0 early. So it looks like Jennings County will bring out their punting unit. So great start by the Martinsville team here. I don't think you could ask for a better start for sectionals here. Kick is up. It's a high kick, but it's a short one. And they're going to take a bounce. Craig Wesner is going to take it on the hop. Splits a couple defenders. Gets across the 50 for a nice return. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first touch. Like I said, Andy Myers had a kickoff return for touchdown last week against Plainfield that went for 90 yards. This time went for 95 yards. That made it 6-0. And then Artesians recovered in the onside kick, and then a 7-yard touchdown run by Tyler Cox. So we are live, though. Thanks for following us on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel and being patient with us as Andy Myers gets his first reception, and he takes it all the way across the 40 near the 35. 13-yard reception for Andy Myers. His first reception of the night. Xavier Tinnitus, second completion. He's 2 for 4. Had a 13-yard pass completion to Matt Thomas earlier in the first quarter. Xavier back to throw. Plenty of time. Great job of the line. He's going to go deep. He's got Billy Bias, who catches it and tumbles into the end zone for the score. A 34-yard touchdown pass. Xavier to Billy Bias for the score, and the Artesians expand their lead. Unfortunately, it's going to go. It is not going to count because there was a flag on the play. I didn't see it. But it's Billy Bias who scored, but it's going to be taken away. A holding penalty against the Artesians will take away the touchdown. So after the penalty, it's going to be 1st and 23 for the Artesians. Tinnitus hands it off to Tyler Cox, who tries to get some running room up the middle, but doesn't get much. Maybe give him a yard on that carry. Xavier Tinnitus had a nice run. It was not a planned run, kind of back to pass, and saw he had no one on the left side, so he took it 16 yards up the field out of bounds. So healthy run there for Xavier Tinnitus. Typically more of a passing quarterback. So 2nd down here for the Artesians. Xavier, a little pitch pass to Andy Myers. Andy Myers, and there is a flag on the play here, so we'll have to see what happens here. Is that little quick pass to Andy Myers, but there is a flag, so we will see if this one's coming back. So we'll see what the penalty is going to be, but looks like the penalty flag was thrown on the edge, so it might be they get. Nope, it's going to be a false start on the Artesians, or illegal procedure. But still, another penalty will move the Artesians back, so this promising drive that we thought was going to have a 34-yard touchdown pass from Xavier Tinnitus to Billy Bias is moved back twice by penalties. So 8:15 left to go in the first quarter. Artesians still with a 14-0 lead, and now Jennings County will commit a penalty, and it will move the football back into Jennings County territory. First round of sectionals here at Ciderwoods Field. Good crowd here for the Artesians, starting to fill up. Jennings County having to drive about an hour and 45 minutes to get here. So a few fans over across the field. Hands it off to Tyler Cox, who spins and gets it across the 40. Finally gets it kind of near the original line of scrimmage. But a 9-yard run there for Tyler Cox. So 3rd down coming up, 3rd and about 12 for the Artesians. Tyler Cox will get it this time around the right side, and he's going to be awfully close to that first down. I think he got it. He needed 13. He needed 13, and I think he got 12 on that carry. So it's going to be 4th and 1. So Artesians going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to probably do a quick snap, and Xavier Tinnitus is going to sneak it, and he's going to get it. He's going to get probably 3 yards on that QB sneak. So that's a 1st down. So good job by the Artesians to overcome those 2 penalties to move them back on the other side of the 50. And a 9-yard run by Tyler Cox and a 12-yard run. And then the QB sneak there by Xavier Tenitis gives the Artesians a first down. Fresh set of downs for Martinsville. Toss play on the right side. It's Tyler Cox on the right. And gets close to another first down. I think he's got another one. See where they officially mark this. It's going to be around the 13-yard line, so it's enough for the first down. 10-yard run there for Tyler Cox and another first down for the Artesians. Xavier looking to throw it. He's got a man. It's caught. It is Matt Thomas for the score. I do not see any flags on the field this time, and that's a touchdown for the Martinsville Artesians. And a 12-yard pass completion to Matt Thomas, his second reception of the night and his fourth touchdown of the season. Jackson Fry out to attempt his second extra point. Missed the first one. Let's see if we can get this one. This one is up, and it's a line drive, and it's good. So Jackson Fry makes up for the miss on the first one. Gets that one through, and it's 21-0. 6:24 left to go in the first quarter of this first-round sectional game. Thank you for watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We'll show you a quick replay of that last touchdown from the 12-yard line. Nice shot down the line by our camera crew. Xavier Tenitis, and nice job by the cameraman to follow that touchdown into the arms of Matt Thomas for the 12-yard strike. And Artesians extend that lead 21-0. Now we have a chance to take a breath here. Kind of compare the Artesians and Jennings County. Both of these teams look almost identical on paper. Both teams coming in ended their regular season with records of 3-6. And both teams really like to throw the football. Xavier Tenitis came in with 2,020 yards through the air, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Number 13, Lance Bailey, that's the Panthers quarterback. He had 1,940 yards passing, 13 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And we're just going to kick this one deep. It's going to be fair caught, or is there a whistle here? Obviously, there's a stoppage of play here. I don't see any penalties. The referee is on the other end of the field. So I'm not for sure why the stoppage happened. Coach Whitson's going to get an explanation from one of the officials. So maybe the Artesians kicked it before the officials were ready. So one thing you want to watch for this game, Andy Myers coming into tonight's game, 967 receiving yards. He actually leads the state of Indiana in receiving yards. And then number 2 is on Jennings County, number 81, Jared Correa, 937 yards. So you've got the number 1 and 2 players in the state of Indiana in receiving yards playing in this same game. So that's something for both of those players, Andy Myers for the Artesians and then Jared Correa of Jennings County. This will be taken about the 15, and the ball comes loose. And I think Jennings County jumped on it, but the return man for Jennings County took a shot, lost the football, but fortunately for the Panthers, they were able to jump on top of it. So Artesians almost got another turnover there. They got one on the onside kick and nearly recovered that fumble. Artesians come in tonight's game. They've got 14 takeaways on the season. They've intercepted the football 6 times and recovered 8 fumbles. Almost had their 9th one right there. So first down here for the Panthers. Logan Bailey. He's going to hand it off. Break some tackles and gang tackle near the 35-yard line. It's Owen Miller, number 6. His first carry of the game, and it was a good one. About an 8-yard run there for Owen Miller. Second and short here for the Panthers. Bailey rolls out. He's got a man, and it is caught. And I think it was Cora who came down with it. It's a 21-yard completion. Bailey to Cora. Like I said, he's the one who's number 2 in the state in receiving yards. Just got 21 yards there, and the first down of the night for Jennings County. So that see a little bit of action here for the Panthers for the first time. And we got some movement up front. False start on the, or offsides, I should say, on the Artesians. 5-yard penalty. And we've got another flag. We'll see who this one's on. So we're going to have back-to-back penalties, one on the Artesians and then a one on Jennings County. So the offsides first against the Artesians and the false start against the Panthers. So we're right back where we started here. 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. Panthers in Artesian territory for the first time tonight. Bailey, he's being chased left. Now he can run it. He's going to throw it, though. Finds his favorite receiver, and it was caught again. Wow. A 14-yard pass play there for Bailey to Cora. Another first down for Jennings County. So the Panthers moving the football for the first time tonight. Artesian defense really hasn't had to be on the field that much. They had a 3-and-out stop when Jennings County had it for the first time, but it's been all Martinsville offense. And nice job. I think that's Bo Hess who came out of his linebacker spot and dropped Owen Miller for a loss. It's about a 5-yard loss after that tackle. So second and long, second 15 actually. Bailey looking for as a receiver, but he throws it short. And we're going to bring up 3rd and 16, but the Panthers more than likely going to be in 4-down territory here with the where they're at on the field and where they're at on the scoreboard. Third and 16 with 3:43 left to go in the first quarter. Artesians with a fabulous start. Gonna fake the handoff, gonna get some pressure and go down. And it's the defensive lineman, number 69, Malachi Pringle, who came in with a sack. And an 8-yard loss. So Malachi Pringle with the sack, and that knocks Panthers so far back they bring in their punting unit. Punt was nearly blocked. Craig Wesner back there. He's going to take it about the 7-yard line. Craig Wesner still on his feet up the sideline, breaking some tackles and spun out of bounds across the 40. What a nice return by Craig Wesner. Takes it out to about the 43-yard line. Here's some people in the press box seeing there's a flag. I'm not sure. I can't really see where the flag was, but it's a block in the back against the Artesians, so that'll move this nice return back some. Official's going to make it and mark it at about the 25-yard line. I still didn't see where that penalty flag was thrown, but obviously it was a block in the back by the Artesians, so pushes them back to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Martinsville offense will start again.
Just go. You just wait till we get, even if you're going to go, we'll tell you to go quick to get it. Otherwise, just act like you're on.
Xavier Tinnitus, little flip pass to Tyler Cox, gets around the outside, does get the corner, gets a nice block, cuts back inside and across to the 45. But a 26-yard pass there. And I know we may have another penalty because Martinsville is walking backwards. So Martinsville could clean up things penalty-wise. They would have an even better better score than what they've got. So another penalty wipes out a huge run, or a huge pass play, I should say. It was one of those quick passes to Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox took it all the way out to about the 45-yard line. It was a 20-plus yard play and moves Martinsville back about 5 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. Xavier looking to pass. He wants to go deep. He wants it all. He's got Andy Myers. Andy Myers tried to make one man miss and then get slung down, but not before a huge play. About a 60-yard pass play to Andy Myers. Here's a replay. There's the ball in the air, and then Andy Myers tries to shake his defender, but he couldn't, but he gets tackled, but not before he gets about a 60-yard pass completion, and that should put Andy Myers over 1,000 yards on the season as Tyler Cox will take this up the middle. Still going. Gets across the 25 near the 20. Seven-yard run there for Tyler Cox. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Artesians. This is all set up on the 60-yard pass play. There's a quick pass out on the right side. It looks like Arthur who gets the completion and the first down. Jalen Arthur gets it out near the 12-yard line. Xavier fires, ooh, nearly intercepted. Broken up by the defensive back of Jennings County. He was trying to hit Matt Thomas for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Still over a minute to go in this first quarter. Artesians looking to go up 4 scores. Play action. Has a man on the sideline. It is caught and touchdown. And it's Craig Wesner with the touchdown reception. Craig Wesner, the great position receiver with, I believe it's his 2nd touchdown of the season. Came in with 31 receptions, 319 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. He just added 12 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Fry, extra point. This one looks good, and it is good. 28-0, your score. Artesians, absolutely perfect start to the first quarter of this game. It kicked off with a bang. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get it to you, but we'll show you a replay of the last touchdown here. We're about the 12-yard line. Xavier Tonice will play action on the right side. It's Craig Wesner. Beats his man. Craig Wesner gets his 2nd touchdown of the season. Like I said, this game started out with a bang. Andy Myers, a 95-yard touchdown on the kickoff, the opening kickoff. Artesians were able to recover the next onside kick. Tyler Cox ran it in for a 7-yard score. And then it was Matt Thomas who had the other next touchdown reception. And then you just saw Craig Wesner there, the 4th touchdown of the quarter. 28-0 Artesians with a big lead. And it's an onside kick, and the Artesians, do they recover it? And we've got a little scrum here. It went the 10 yards it needed. It went across the 50. It looks like the Artesians should have had it if they didn't. Looks like Jennings County will. Jennings County looks like they got it. Don't know how. Artesians look like they were right on top of it. So Jennings County will have it near midfield with 1:08 left to go in the first quarter. Logan Bailey will play action, throws it high and immediately tackled. Field with the hard hit. But able to get a 5-yard completion. Second and 5 coming up, under a minute now, 45 seconds left. Bailey hands it off to Miller. Miller trying to find some room, breaking some tackles, but Jacob Burkett, I believe, came up and took a shot on Miller. Miller was able to carve out maybe 2 yards on that. 10 seconds left to go. 3rd down. We'll see if Jennings County, they don't have to snap it. Panthers don't look like they're going to snap this football. And they don't. So that's the end of the first quarter. Artesians with a near perfect first quarter here. Artesians lead at 28-0. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
To get accepted to a good college.
I want to be a businesswoman.
I really want to be very independent in my life.
I just love watching my friends be happy, and I want to do whatever I can to make them happy.
I wish that my friends will be able to achieve all of their dreams.
I want to help as much as I can.
I want to help people, but like in a bigger way.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports. Thanks for watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. It's sectionals here at Cider-Woods Field. Fresh start for all teams in the state of Indiana. Everyone's at 0-0 right now. And Artesians starting out this new season with a great start. They're up 28-0. High snap. Bailey's going to keep it himself. Malachi Pringle tries to bring him down, but Bailey, strong run. Needed to get 3. Got about 6 yards on that. Hogan Bailey's a quarterback that can run. He's got carried it 88 times, almost 400 yards on the ground, and 7 touchdowns. So Logan Bailey, a quarterback who can run it a little bit more than Martinsville Xavier Tinnitus. Both can sling it in the air for sure, with Bailey having over 1,900 yards passing coming into tonight's game. He's going to keep it himself. Bailey's got it and gets upended across the 35, but a nice 8-yard pickup there for Bailey. Second and about 3 coming up for the Panthers. 2 run plays to start this second quarter drive for the Panthers. We got some movement from both teams. We'll see. And then Martinsville moved, but Panthers move first. It's going to be a false start on Jennings County. Move them back 5 yards, make it 2nd and 9. Jennings County moving some players in motion. High snap. Good job by Bailey. And he's just going to chuck it downfield. And intended receiver was number 81, Jared Correa, his favorite target. But after the high snap, kind of had to rush that throw. The Artesians, Billy Bias was in coverage. Like I said, this is a very interesting game because they've got the Number 1 and 2 players leading the state of Indiana in receiving yards. Andy Myers from Martinsville with the top receiving yards coming in tonight's game with 967. He's added to that. And then Jared Correa has 937 yards coming into tonight's game. He's added some as well, not as much as Andy Myers has, but both players very impressive. Bailey let him throw it back, and it was read perfectly by the Artesian defense. Absolutely read perfectly. Nigel Bryant was the one that came in and took a shot, and that actually pass completion went for -2 yards. So that play kind of looked right. Little screen pass on the left side, but Nigel Bryant, Bo Hess made the play. So we got 4th down coming up for Jennings County, 4th and 9. Another high snap, rolls to his right. Now he steps up, he's got room, takes a shot, throws it up for grabs, and there's a flag. There was some contact there as the ball was getting to the intended receiver. Adam Field was there on the coverage. And Jennings County is going to get the penalty, and it'll be enough for the 1st down. It's a break for the Panthers. That was on 4th down. That would have given the ball back to the Artesians. I do think that was a good call by the Artesians. Adam Field was right there on his man, but just didn't turn his head around and made some contact with the receiver. If he turns his head and looks for the football, you may not get that flag. He's in good position, just got to turn that head around a little quicker. Find that football, make a play for the football instead of for the man. So 1st down for Jennings County. Jennings County, odd pass there. Incomplete. It's like a jump pass there for Bailey. Second down for Jennings County. Artesian defense played well. They actually had Jennings County around this area in the 1st quarter and was able to push them back where they were forced to punt on 4th down after a sack of the Artesians, and it's picked off on the far side. Can he go? Bailey's going to try to catch him. He won't. It's a interception for a touchdown. And it's Billy Bias with the touchdown on the interception, and good for Billy Bias because he had a touchdown reception that was called back on a penalty, but this time it was an INT, and he took it back about 80 yards for the score. Here's the replay. Billy Bias just reads it, catches it around the 22-yard line, and then it's up the far side. Bailey tries to catch him, but Billy Bias outruns him into the end zone, and the Artesians, huge defensive play. Their 11th interception. Check that. It is their 7th interception on the season. And it's been a while since Martinsville has gotten an interception. Extra point is up, and it's good, and 35-0 is your score. And all 3 phases of the game, special teams, offense, and defense, has found the end zone. And that's how you win football games. So Artesians up 35-0. Now, if some of you remember Artesians and the way the new rule was implemented this year, and it will take effect in sectionals as well. But if Martinsville maintains a 35-point lead at the start of the second half will be a running clock. And a little squib kick. Takes a hop, fielded around the 20-yard line. And Artesian coverage team there takes him down around the 30-yard line. So Artesians, after Lance Bailey threw his 5th interception on the season, Billy Bias took it about 88 yards up the far sideline for the score. And this has got to feel good for the Artesians after just such a struggle in the regular season, after all the injuries they've been dealt. Just probably has to feel good for the coaching staff and especially these senior football players that to have a start like this and hopefully can keep your season going. And we've got a whistle to stop this, and it looks like it's going to be a delay of game. So they did not get the snap off in time, and a penalty against the Panthers will move them back. So I know we have another half left, but the Artesians can continue this. They would play the winner of the Mooresville-South Dearborn game. That game is being played at South Dearborn. Either way, if Martinsville wins, they will be on the road. And hands it off, kind of an awkward hands off. And Miller, I think, was the ball carrier. He took it about 1 or 2 yards, not much there. So Owen Miller with the 2-yard run. Makes it second. And about 14. High snap. This time Bailey can't, but Miller actually ends up with it. Owen Miller, he's trying to make something happen, but he gets tackled behind the 20-yard line. That ball was such a high snap. Bailey tried to grab it, tipped it to Owen Miller, his running back teammate. And unfortunately for the Panthers, nowhere to go. A 6-yard loss there for Miller's what that's going to chalk up to. 3rd and 20 coming up for the Panthers. And he's counting another high snap. They've just had trouble getting the snap down. Bailey's going to try to run this. Now he looks to pass, but he's going to get dragged down. Billy Bias with that tackle. And that's a sack, the second one of the night for the Artesians. That's going to bring up 4th down. Panthers will bring out their punting unit. It's 4th and 23 at their own 18-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. And we've got a stoppage of play here, and it's going to be a timeout. Coach Sharp talked things over. Cannot talk enough about the start for the Martinsville Artesians. Up 35-0 against Jennings County Panthers. Don't believe Martinsville and Jennings County have ever played each other in football. If they have, it's been several years ago. They only had one common opponent. Artesians beat Bedford North Lawrence in that opening game of the season. Jennings County a few weeks later actually fell to the Stars. Can't recall the score, but it was a multi-score loss for Jennings County. So Jennings County, they've come in and they've struggled this season with a 3-6 record. And Artesians capitalizing on, and that takes a bounce, and Wesner's going to pick it up and takes a shot. Gets it across the 40. That ball hit the ground, then just kind of deadened. I thought it'd take a hop, and so did Craig Wesner. Decided to scoop it up and move it up for about 3 or 4 yards, but took a shot when he did it. So 6.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Artesian offense will go back out there. I'm not saying the Artesians are obviously going to put in their second string guys here anytime soon, but if this game continues to take shape like it has, it'll be good for Martinsville. They can rest some of their starters and not risk any potential injury and get them ready for a second round of sectionals if we get to that point. Still a whole half of football left when we've got 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half. So hands it off up the middle. I think that was Jacob Burkett, number 30, who took that. Yeah, it was Jacob Burkett. It's a strong run by Jacob Burkett. About a 12-yard run for the linebacker. That's a risky thing for Coach Whitson to do because both of his other starting linebackers got hurt on the playing offense, running the football, but Jacob Burkett, strong run there, looking to pass it. He's got Andy Myers in the corner of the back of the end zone. Did he keep his feet in? He caught it. It is a touchdown. Andy Myers, 25 yards for the score. No flags this time, and Andy Myers gets his 15th touchdown reception of the season. So now you've got touchdown receptions. Andy Myers, Matt Thomas, and Craig Wesner, all three have touchdown receptions. Tyler Cox has a rushing touchdown. We'll wait for the extra point, and it is up and good. Tyler Cox has a rushing touchdown. Andy Myers has a return touchdown on special teams, and then Billy Bias with a pick six. So you are getting points and touchdowns from everybody tonight. Here's a replay. Xavier Tinnitus throws it. Andy Myers has his man beat, and great footwork by Andy Myers and a great throw by Xavier Tinnitus. Threw that where only Andy Myers could get it, and Andy Myers was smart enough to keep the foot in the back of the end zone for the score. And Andy Myers, number 31 there, talk about how he was smart football play. He got a 4.3 GPA, so that is touchdown number 15. So he is one touchdown away from tying the all-time school record for most touchdowns in a season. So the 15th touchdown for Andy Myers. He's got 3 receptions. We'll wait for this kickoff. It's a squib kick, and it hits a player. Jennings County has to jump on it, and they do. He's got 3 receptions. Andy Myers does 13-yard completion, a 60-yard completion, then that 25-yard completion for the score. And you hope that this type of game can continue into the sectionals. Because Artesians, they very well could see their rival, the Mooresville Pioneers, in this second round, depending on the outcome of their game of South Dearborn. Artesians look like they're going to go after it, and they send a lot of pressure. Malachi Pringle there. He does get it away. Jennings County quarterback Bailey, a little slow to get up. I think it's more frustration than anything.
Same place.
And we're going to have a flag. This may be intentional grounding. As Logan Bailey was being chased, he just kind of threw it. And there was not a receiver in the area. And I don't know if, I think he was well out of the tackle box. I don't know if the football made it to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe that was what caused the intentional grounding. So that intentional grounding penalty will be just like a sack. And will push Jennings County all the way back to about the 15-yard line and make this a 2nd and 31. Bailey just takes this himself, and not much room there. Gets tackled by 2 or 3 Artesians who are right there to meet him. Malachi Pringle in there as he's had a nice game. Also Jacob Burkett in there as well. Actually lost a yard, so technically a sack as Bailey was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 32 for Jennings County. We'll see what's in the playbook for Coach Sharp. Sharp, little pump fake, trying to go deep. He's got to roll out to his right, still looking for someone, throws it, and it is caught about the 20, but it's going to be well short of the first down, but there is a penalty flag around the 6-yard line, and this is going to be a holding on Jennings County, so we'll push them back, and I'm guessing Martinsville is just going to decline this penalty because it's still going to be 4th and forever for Jennings County. So 4th down for Jennings County. They will bring in their punting unit. Low snap this time, and it is a high punt, and it's going to go out of bounds. We'll see where it officially went out of bounds. They're going to walk it off, and it will be up the 40-yard line is where they will mark it. So Artesians will get to start in Panther territory. Last time the Artesian offense was out, they had a touchdown reception to Andy Myers, number 15 for him. The next one will tie the school record. Andy Myers is 2nd in receptions, and low snap hands it off. Riddick Bolton, I think, was in there to carry the football. Ty Martin is the new quarterback, so Coach Whitson starting to put in some of the players on the 2 deep. Second down coming up for the Artesians. Riddick Bolton had that first carry. Went, unfortunately, negative 2 yards. A little trouble with the snap. So Ty Martin hands it off, and Bolton makes a few men miss, goes up the middle. Nice run by Riddick Bolton across the 35. So makes up for that 2 yard loss. It's about a 7 or 8 yard gain. So 3rd and 4 coming up for the Artesians, as they have already put in some of their number 2 players. Bolton hands it off up the middle, and he's going to go backwards. So 4th down here. Artesians probably going to go for it just because where they're at on the field. Got the ball at the 36-yard line of the Panthers, so we'll see if we see Ty Martin throw it for the first time tonight. Ty Martin's got plenty of game day experience this season. Actually started and played the entire game against Perry Meridian. Had a phenomenal game in that one. It's the last time the Artesians had a victory, their only conference victory. Ty Martin's going to roll to his right. He's going to look. He's got a man open and gets hit, but he's going to be shy of the first down. And Josh Ham was that receiver who made the play, but going to be shy of the first down. But a 4 or 5 yard pickup. The PA makes an announcement as we got a turnover on downs. They're thanking the company Amerigas for they donated 2 heaters for both teams for this game to kind of keep the players on the sidelines a little warmer. Not too bad outside, but obviously late October, cool enough. So thanks to Amerigas for donating those heaters to keep both players, not just Martinsville, but Jennings County as well, warm. 3 yard run there for Miller. Two and a half minutes left to go. Artesians with a 42-0 lead. Now, if this lead scores, or even if Jennings County would score, as long as it's a 35-point deficit to start the second half will be a running clock for the entire half, no matter what happens. Bailey looking to throw, finds a man. Ooh, gets hit hard, and the ball comes loose. And it's going to be incomplete. Took a shot in the back and could not hang on to the football. Hard hit for that Artesian defensive player. Third and 7 coming up for Jennings County. Bailey looks to throw, and there's some miscommunication, and it's going to be picked off. It's Anthony Talent with the interception. So number 16, Anthony Talent with the INT. Second interception of the night for the Artesians. And there was obviously some miscommunication there between the quarterback and the intended receiver. The intended receiver stopped and came back. Bailey thought he was going deep, and Anthony Talent just ran the football down, and he kind of became the intended receiver. You'll see in your shot there is not a single Panther player, and there were 2 Martinsville players, and Anthony Talent, number 16, the senior, was one who took it all the way to the 35-yard line. Artesians offense back on the field, under 2 minutes to go. Little speed option here. Bolton with it on the outside. He's going to go up. The sophomore gets across the 40. $18-yard run for Bolton. Nice little speed option play. Ty Martin and then Riddick Bolton, number 35. He's a 165-pound sophomore. got some playing time a couple weeks ago against Mooresville. Actually ran one in for a touchdown. Had some nice runs there toward the end of the game. A minute and a half left to go in this half, and Artesians commanding 42-0 lead. Hand it off again. This time Bolton not going to have the running room he did on that option play. Going to go back a couple yards. Second and 12 coming up for the Artesians. We'll see what Coach Whitson does here with commanding lead. They may just be pretty conservative and be more than thrilled to go into the locker room with this score. Ty Martin's going to chuck it, though. He's found a man in the middle of the field, but Ham could not come up with it. Got a penalty flag. Didn't see what happened. I marked down on my stat sheet the incompletion. Don't know if this flag was thrown late. Hope things aren't starting to get a little chippy. Obviously, a team looking at the end of their season, a score like this, things can get a little chippy. Hope that's not the case. We will see. Unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams, so that's going to offset. That's usually, unfortunately, what you see. Somebody says something, then another player responds to that, and you get penalties on both sides. And it looks like that's probably, don't want to speculate, but that's probably what happened with that instance. Under a minute to go here, third and long, 3rd and 12 coming up for the Artesians. Martin back to pass, has time. Now he's going to step up, throws, and it is, bobbled, nearly hauled in. I think it was Jalen Arthur who was the intended receiver. He was, nearly came up with the completion. Bobbled it, and we've got 4th down with 40.5 seconds left. And Martinsville's going to call a timeout here. First timeout of the half, and they've got 42-0 lead with 40 seconds left to go in this first half. And Artesian's already, as you can tell if you're an Artesian fan, playing some of their second-string guys, getting them some tournament time, and also preserving your starting players as well. Don't want to risk any injuries on a game that's out of hand here in the first half. And like I said, it will be a running clock in the entirety of the second half, despite of what Jennings County does. If they cut the deficit to under 35, it'll still be a running clock. Once the running clock starts, it doesn't stop. The only time that the clock does stop is for scores, injuries, or timeouts. But if a player goes out of bounds or team gets a first down or an incomplete pass, it will continue to run. And we've got a penalty, and it's a false start, and you hate to see that coming out of a timeout. But you do have a lot of players that aren't used to playing varsity football. So 4th down, and Coach Whitson's going to keep his offense out there despite the 5-yard penalty. 4th and 17. Got to get to the 28 for first down. Ty Martin. He has some pressure. Now he's going to escape, rolls to his right. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to try to get a block in. He's not going to make it. Nice run, but and there's a penalty flag. So there's a penalty flag near the 30-yard line. It's going to be a block in the back, and that will negate that run. Could not see it. It was close. Martin ran it, came close to the first down marker, but got 5 yards on that run, but the penalty moves it back from about the 28, 27-yard line to the 40-yard line, so that's where fourth down will restart. 25 seconds left. Artesian will have to run at least another play. Play clock and the game clock about a half-second differential, so Artesians will have to snap it here, but it's very well could be the last play of the half. Martin's going to try to pass it. He's going to roll. Now he's in trouble. He will go down. Zeros on the clock. So about a 6-yard loss on the sack. But that will do it for the first half. Artesians with a commanding 42-0 lead. And we will take a quick break, and we'll come back with some halftime stats after this.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Work can be overwhelming.
School can be overwhelming.
I don't feel like I do enough at home.
I don't feel like myself at home.
I don't know if I'm making the right choices for my future.
I have no idea what to do with my future.
I have anxiety.
I get so depressed.
I just wish someone could understand.
We may be your parents,
but we've been in your shoes.
And we fought the same battles.
No matter what you're facing,
we're here for you.
And you're not in this alone.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/.
Welcome back, everyone, to WREP 15 Sports. Thanks if you are watching live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We'll go ahead and take you down to the field as the Martinsville Marching Artesians are getting set up, and they will perform at halftime. So we'll take you down to the field, and you can watch their performance as we will tally up some stats, and we'll come back when they're done and kind of break down the halftime stats.
Sheldon, titled Synergies. and gentlemen, the Martinsville Marching Artesian Band.
The deadline.
Can't believe I have to stay up all night for this. Hopefully this will be good by tomorrow. gonna make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the marching band staff features visual designer Aaron Stickley and music arranger Dustin Smith. Instructors are Bobby Burns, Aurora Frederick, Allison Gustafson, Garrett Hartman.
And that was the Martinsville Artesian Marching Band. They are actually bound for the state finals, scheduled to do that tomorrow. So good luck to everyone involved in the Martinsville Artesian Marching Band. Like I said, they will head to the state finals tomorrow. So good luck in that competition, all the participants for the Artesian Marching Band. We're going to take another quick break, then we're going to come back and kind of break down the first half after this.
Understand.
Being young is hard.
With friends, school, family.
Homework, jobs, sports.
It's easy to get overwhelmed.
Stress, anxiety, depression.
They can take over everything.
And with drinking, vaping, smoking, drugs.
We know it seems like the easiest answer.
But it just makes things harder.
No matter what you're facing,
you can do it.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Because we understand.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
We're not just officers or deputies. We're people. We're parents and grandparents. We're here to serve our community. We're here for you. And we want everyone to succeed and be substance abuse free.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports and watching live through the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Halftime here at Siderwoods Field. First round of sectionals, a new 4A class for the Artesians, taking on a very unfamiliar opponent, Jennings County Panthers. I don't believe that Martinsville has ever played Jennings County in football, and I'd have to do some research to see if Martinsville's ever played Jennings County in really any sport. I'm sure they have at some point, but not to my knowledge. Halftime stats all in Martinsville's favor. You see the score there, 42-0. Passing yards, Xavier Tonitis, and also Ty Martin came in about midway through that second quarter. 125 passing yards for the Panthers, 48 passing yards. So Artesians out throwing the football for the Artesians. Rush yards, Artesians have 95 rush yards. and Jennings County only 3 rushing yards. Now, most of that is just our teaching defense done a really good job, had a few sacks, so that's been some negative yards, but only 3 rushing yards for the Panthers in that first half. Our Artesians have 8 first downs compared to the Panthers' 4 first downs, and Jennings County has committed 3 turnovers. Our Artesians have played clean football, has not turned the football over. Those 3 turnovers, you had the onside kick that the Artesians recovered. That is considered a turnover. Then you had the 2 interceptions, one by Anthony Talent and then one by Billy Bias, which was actually a pick 6 that he took 88 yards all the way to the end zone. You have to be very impressed with the Artesians because they have done it not just offensively, not just defensively, all 3 phases of the game. They have really played well, and all 3 phases have ended up in the end zone. You had the defensive score that I mentioned, Billy Bias, with the interception that made it to the end zone. You had Andy Myers, and the opening kickoff took it 95 yards for the touchdown. That really set the tone of this game. And then obviously the offense has done some great things. Tyler Cox been able to run it into the end zone. Matt Thomas has a touchdown reception. Craig Wesner has a touchdown reception. Andy Myers has a touchdown reception. So many players have contributed. You get defense really playing well. So this has been just a really, really good overall first half for the Artesians. And like we had already mentioned, the second half will be a running clock. So the clock will only stop for timeouts, scoring plays, and injuries. But anything else, the clock will continue to run. So this second half will be a pretty quick one for both teams, which I understand coaches and have not really for the running clock, but in situations like this, I can understand it. I know some coaches have not been happy because if you're down 35, you score immediately, you get a turnover, you score again, all of a sudden you're down 21 early in the third quarter, that clock's still going to run. It doesn't stop once you get back under 35. But this is a good situation here for both teams, I believe. 42-0 game out of hand, and you can get this second half over with pretty quickly. Artesians will, if they do hang on to win this game, which looks like they will play the winner of the Mooresville South Dearborn game. And Mooresville, last time I checked, was leading that game 31-6 was the score. Mooresville on the road at South Dearborn. They have a commanding lead themselves, 31-6. So it looks like we could have a rematch. The Martinsville Artesians and the Mooresville Pioneers. They lost the regular season matchup, the Battle of the M Trophy, a couple games ago at home. That was a game Artesians started out really well in that first quarter. Actually had a lead early in the second quarter, but just could not keep up with the Mooresville and their ground game. That was also a game weather had to play a factor in that. That was the game that was cold, windy, rainy. I think Mooresville maybe threw the ball 3 or 4 times total in the whole game, but their ground game was more than enough for the Artesian defense. They just could not stop Mooresville's ground game, and Mooresville was able to win that game by several touchdowns in the regular season. But that was a few weeks ago. That was during the regular season. Now everybody is 0-0, and after this week's game, they're going to be either done for the season or be 1-0. So it'll be a fresh start for both teams. Artesians looking like they will get a rematch at Mooresville against the Pioneers unless there's a comeback by South Dearborn or here at Jennings County. But Artesians, if they win here, they will be on the road. More than likely, looks like they're going to go to Mooresville to play the Pioneers on the road next week for the second round of the sectionals. But we've got another half of football here, getting ready to kick it off. I think Artesians should be coming out of the locker room any minute. They'll probably add a few minutes to the clock to let the Artesians warm up a little bit. So while we wait for the Artesians to come out of the locker room, we're just going to take a quick break, then we'll come back out. We should have the start of the second half for you after this.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Work can be overwhelming.
School can be overwhelming.
I don't feel like I do enough at home.
I don't feel like myself at home.
I don't know if I'm making the right choices for my future.
I have no idea what to do with my future.
I have anxiety.
I get so depressed.
I just wish someone could understand.
We may be your parents.
But we've been in your shoes.
And we fought the same battles.
No matter what you're facing,
we're here for you.
And you're not in this alone.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/.
And welcome back, everyone, WREP 15 Sports. Thanks for watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We've really been appreciative of all the comments and stuff from people, normally Martinsville residents or Martinsville alumni, who've been able to watch the Martinsville Artesian football games live and have really appreciated it, especially those that are maybe living out of state and not been able to keep up with the Artesians like they would. And they've had some really nice comments from you guys who have watched it, just really appreciating it. And we thank you for watching. Can't do it without the students here, the Martinsville TV Productions broadcasting class. They're the ones that run all the camera. They're the ones that are switching the cameras, doing the technical directing. They're making my job really easy. All I've got to do is talk about football, but they're the ones out in the elements sometimes and running the camera. So we've got to thank them, because without them, this broadcast would not be happening. See some of the Artesian players, some of the injured Artesian players. We talked about the injuries that the Artesians have faced. As you can see, the kind of the MASH unit right there. Several of the Martinsville players who unfortunately cannot be in this game, even though they really want to be here. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 Martinsville players injured, and those are 5 really key players for Martinsville that Artesians are without tonight and have been without for better half of the second half of the season. But tonight, not a whole lot of issues, as they have a 42-0 lead. I was talking about some of the Martinsville fans and things watching. I heard a story that a former Martinsville alum and TV broadcaster, Samantha Johnson, who's a grad student at Ball State University, works for the football team. She was on the road. Ball State Cardinals football team was on the road, and she was watching the game. And the head coach, Mike New, who is a alumni of Perry Meridian, also sat down and watched the game when the Martinsville Artesians won on the last-second field goal against Perry Meridian. So very cool that head coach Mike New of the Ball State football team was joined us on one of our broadcasts. And Samantha Johnson obviously doing great things at Ball State. Great alumni here at Martinsville also following along. So we appreciate everyone who follows along with us here live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. And I believe we will continue the live stream with several basketball events too, boys and girls. So once football season is over, don't stop visiting the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. You can also find a lot of cool other things, projects that some of the students have put together, short films, some of the newscasts that they do, some really cool stuff, not just the live sporting events, but we will have some live basketball games, boys and girls, when that season kicks off, which is right around the corner. So WCBK was interviewing Coach Johnson of the girls basketball team, athletic director, and Coach Kip Staggs for the boys team. Sure, both of those coaches getting their teams ready, as the girls season should probably kick off here in the next couple weeks. Boys a week or two after that. So Artesians will kick it off here to start the second half. They let that bounce and picks it up at the 10-yard line and cuts it back outside and gets tackled near the 20-yard line. So you will see a lot of second-string players here for Martinsville as Coach Whitson put a lot of his second-string guys out there about midway through the second quarter when this game was about 35-0. So you're going to see a lot of new faces. We'll try to keep track of all of them for you here. So the clock will run, so easy job for the clock keeper here in this second half. Doesn't really have to do a whole lot except keep down in distance. It's Miller who cuts back inside, breaks some tackles, and now he's in the second level. Miller stops and finally is going to be gang tackled across the 35-yard line near the 36-yard line is I think we'll mark it, maybe the 37. But obviously that's Owen Miller's best run of the night. Unfortunately, it's maybe a little too late here in the second half with the game kind of out of reach for Jennings County. So we talked about at halftime, Jennings County only had 3 rushing yards the entire first half. Added to that and more just on that run. It's Miller again on the right side. And he's going to get near the midfield, near the 50, so another first down for Jennings County. So just like that, 2 big runs, back-to-back first downs for the Panthers. So the right side of the offensive line really getting a push. As both runs have been around that right side. We'll see what the Panthers do here. Hands it off again to Miller, breaks a tackle. And that time does not get a first down, but gets it out near the 45-yard line. Austin Fry in there for the Artesians on the tackle. Second down for the Panthers, 2nd and 6. High snap, bobbles it, throws it to his main receiver, number 81, and nice tackle there by Artesians. Made one man miss, but could not avoid the second defender. Number 39 in there on the tackle. Charles Bedford with that stop. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Panthers. Already clocked down 8.5 minutes. Going to keep it himself. Bailey spins off one defender. Still going and finally brought down. Gets the first down. What a strong run by Bailey. 64 was the one to bring him down. Devin Guy. Devin had him near the original line of scrimmage, but Bailey kept the legs moving. Moved about 4 yards and got the first down. So Jennings County will keep this drive going. Miller will take it up the middle. Tackled around the 35-yard line. Dylan Guy this time with the tackle. Second and 6 coming up for Jennings County. Bailey He's going to throw downfield, and nice defensive play there. I think number 6, Caden Long, was the one to knock that away. Bailey was trying to go deep in the end zone, but nice coverage there by the Artesians. Caden Long was the one that got his hand on it, knocked it away. Could not see there's another Artesian defender who was right on number 81. I think that is Coria for Jared Coria for Jennings County, who Artesian's done a really good job of shutting him down. Like I said, he was the second leading receiver in the state. Andy Myers for the Artesians was number 1. Very cool to have the number 1 and 2 leaders of the state of Indiana in receiving yards playing in the same game. But Artesians have done a really good job. Little pressure and incomplete. As Austin Fry, he has some speed around that right side, chasing down Bailey. Forced him to throw that pass a little sooner than he wanted. Threw it short, incomplete. So that's going to be a 4th down coming up for the Panthers, but looks to be going for it. So 4th and 6 coming up for the Panthers. Already 5.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Bailey's going to roll to his right. He's going to step up. He's got a man, and he catches. Oh, and what a shot. He does complete the pass and gets the first down, but he pays the price as Austin Fry, number 9, took a shot to the receiver for the Panthers, but you have to give credit to that receiver of Jennings County. He made the first down catch, took a shot, and hung on to the football. Got the replay here, the hit. There's the catch, and then Fry takes a shot, and Miller makes a couple Artesian defenders miss. Gets across the 20. Just shy of the first down. Second and 4 coming up for the Panthers. They are in the red zone. Haven't been in the red zone a whole lot. Trying to get the play clock reset. Doesn't matter. The snap is made. Bailey rolls to his left, throws, and completed at the 15-yard line. So that's going to be close to the first down. Should be enough for it. Yeah, but a 4 or 5 yard completion, that's enough to move the chains. It's probably the deepest that Jennings County has been in Artesian territory all night. Jennings County still looks like they've got their starters in. At least their skill position players they do. Artesians, all of their players, second string defenders in there for the Artesians, trying to keep Jennings County out of the end zone and keep the shutout alive. Miller coming around the left side, looking for the edge, cuts back, and he will be wrapped up and brought down by Darius Cook, number 68, who made that tackle. Nice job for the senior to keep Miller from getting the edge and finding his way to the end zone. Hands it off, and he will be dragged down. Darius Cook, I think, was the one to bring him down again, so back-to-back tackles for Cook. So 3rd and 4 coming up for the Panthers. This game is well in Martinsville's hands, but now it's a sense of pride. Can you keep Jennings County off the scoreboard? Score really won't mean anything in the long run, but Can the Artesian defense get a shutout here? Going to roll to his right. Bailey looking. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. He's going to be tackled, slung down. Going to have the first down inside the 5, so we're going to have first and goal coming up here from about the 3-yard line. Hands it off to Miller, who gets in for the touchdown. So Jennings County is able to put points on the board. We've got a flag late. Now this is going to be after the play, so we'll have to get this sorted out. But Owen Millen gets in for his 6th touchdown of the season. So this looks like it's probably going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct penalty if I had to guess. I didn't see a late hit or anything. But this will not make either coach happy, whoever it's on. We already had one flag. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on both teams. So the penalty offset. But a game like this, when it's out of hand, you'd hate to see any chippiness or anything. And it looks like something must have been said because I didn't really see any pushing or shoving. But the flag came well after the touchdown. So the clock is stopped with about 20 seconds left.
Score at the half of the Decatur Central Plainfield game. Decatur Central up on the Quakers 35-13.
Matt Smith, PA announcer for tonight's game, just announced that Decatur Central was leading Plainfield 35-13, so it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Jennings County.
We're on you, Moody. Like, did they not count the point then? Apparently not.
So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the touchdown should count and the penalty should be assessed during the kick. That's what it looks like it's going to be. You've got your extra point unit out there right now. The official makes the call for the second time. Oh, and now he's going to say it's offsetting. So unsportsmanlike conduct on both the Panthers and the Artesians. So like the penalty in the second half, it was offsetting. Doesn't really change anything. So a touchdown for the Panthers. Kick is up and good.
As the official sports medicine provider of the IHSAA for over 30 years, Methodist Sports Medicine and our athletic trainers on the sidelines for each state finals event wish the best of luck to all competitors.
So after the extra point is good, score is 42-7. So coaches have agreed that even with a score, the clock will continue to run, except it'll stop when after the extra point to set up for the kickoff. But once the score happens, the clock will continue to run. So we've only got 10 seconds left in this third quarter. So this kickoff should end the third quarter. And then we'll go to the fourth quarter, and Artesians will get a sectional win. Score right now 42-7. Artesians still looking to try to break that sectional title drought. Have not won a sectional since '96. It's going to be an onside kick. And nice job by the recovery there on that far side. Dylan Alvarado with the cover on the onside kick. Nice job by him. So fourth quarter, as we'll take the break. We'll come back to the fourth quarter after this.
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports. I'm Eric Burns giving you the fourth and final quarter. First round of sectionals here in 4A. Martinsville taking on Jennings County Panthers. And they've got the commanding 42-7 lead. Jennings County just went down and scored for their first points of the game. Jalen Arthur, a little screen here. A little stumble, but gets to the sticks and will be forced out of bounds. That was Logan Bailey. Logan Bailey, yes, is a quarterback and also a linebacker. He plays both ways, so he is a very good athlete, number 13. He does not leave the field. So Jalen Arthur with the second completion of the night.
Head coach of the squad, Jennifer Cheatham. Alex Enoch and Eric assistant.
So Artesian's first down here as Jennings County does a substitution. Martin's going to hand it off. I think it's Bolton who gets drugged behind before he gets a couple yards there. Bolton had a really nice run in that first half. Riddick Bolton, only a sophomore. I think Riddick Bolton, after another year or so of getting in the weight room, and he could be a really strong running back. You might see him next year at the varsity level, a little bit more playing time for him. He's going to get it again. Bounces off one. Still on his feet and gets to about the 25-yard line. So a nice strong run by Riddick Bolton. He's going to be just shy of the first down marker, though. Can be actually at the 28-yard line, so be third and short coming up for the Artesians. See if they give it to Bolton again. He's had back-to-back runs. That last one a positive one for about 7 yards. Comes Jalen Arthur. And the Bads, I think the snap was good, and Tyler Martin just kind of chucks that to Jalen Arthur. So able to at least avoid a turnover, but that'll be a negative play for sure. I think the snap was good. It seemed to hit Tyrus Martin in the hands, but couldn't hang on to the football. So 4th and 7. So Martin going to go forward here on 4th down, under 9 minutes to play. Martin, he's going to go deep. He's trying to find Arthur, who cannot connect. So turnover on downs. Ty Martin went deep. I think 15 Wesley Polston was also open there on the near sideline, but eight minutes left. Jennings County looks like still has their first strings in there. Bailey rolls to his left, looking in. Completes it at the 45-yard line. Far side there for another first down for Jennings County. So now the next goal for the Artesian defense is just to keep Jennings County out of the end zone this time and run this clock out. Don't let Jennings County score again. Keep your offense on the sideline. Just force Jennings County to run this clock out. Miller slips through, but it's brought down by number 24, Tanner Smith, I think, with that tackle. Job by Tanner. He came up and made contact with Miller near the line of scrimmage and was able to hang on and bring him down for about a 4-yard gain. Bailey, he's going to run with it and gets tackled. Another nice play there by Austin Fry. Keeps Bailey shy of the sticks. So bring up a third down for the Panthers. So Artesians next week will travel to Mooresville. A rivalry game. County rivals Martinsville, Mooresville for the second round of the sectionals. At Mooresville, the Artesians will get another crack at the Pioneers after falling in the regular season. Miller has it, and he's going to get the first down, and wow, pulling some Artesian defenders with him. Under 6 minutes to go here in the game. So the Panthers, fresh set of downs here. Artesians playing their backups the entire second half, and then even some of the first half. Bailey's going to have some trouble. Can he get out of it? He does not, and he will go down. Blake Sorensen, I think, was the main Artesian to bring down the quarterback, but there were several Artesian players causing Bailey some pressure, but it was Sorensen who brought him down. Second 15 for Jennings County. 4.5 minutes left to go in this game. Artesians get a big sectional win. Bailey gets some pressure, and it is incomplete. That's incomplete, yeah. Ryan Leonard never really had possession of the football. Kind of bobbled it a little bit, and he went down. Ball fell to the turf. Third down coming up. 7 seconds left on the play clock, 3:45 on the game clock. And Artesians blow that play up. Landon Basham in there on the play. And Miller went nowhere. Artesians in this drive has brought all kinds of pressure and really caused Jennings County some fits after Jennings County was able to march down the field and get the first touchdown of the game for them. But this drive has kind of stalled thanks to the defense of the Artesians. So Jennings County now looks to be punting this. And we've got a whistle, and I think we're going to have a timeout called against Jennings County. So this will stop the clock. So what a game for the Artesians. This game started out with a bang, the 95-yard kickoff return for the touchdown by Andy Myers. And then all phases of the game really contributed. Artesians nearly pitched a shutout, only giving up 7 points, and that was in the second half when Jennings County finally scored. But Billy Bias had a pick six, went for 88 yards on the interception. Offense had scores. Matt Thomas caught a touchdown pass. Craig Wesner caught a touchdown pass. Andy Myers caught a touchdown pass along with that touchdown on the return. Tyler Cox ran one in. Just a really impressive night. Anthony Talent had an interception. Artesian recovered an onside kick. Just every phase of the game played just about a perfect football game. So coaches will enjoy this one tonight, and then they will get ready and try to prep for the Mooresville Pioneers as Bailey, he's looking to throw. He throws. He's got a man wide open. It is caught in the middle of the field and tackled at the 25-yard line. Larry Bland with the tackle, but there is a penalty flag near the 45-yard line, so this is going to be a hold against Jennings County. So Bailey was able to scramble and get that pass off. The reason he was able to get that pass off is Jennings County player was holding. So that was on fourth down, so we'll have to replay the fourth down again. And this will be fourth and forever. .145 to go, and Jennings County is looking at 4th and 34. Now they're looking to punt this. Oh, went off a Jennings County player. Now the punter's just going to run for his life and gets knocked out of bounds. The 30-yard line, and that's where Martinsville's offense will take over at around the 30-yard line and probably just take a knee, and this game will be officially over. So replay of the punt. I don't know if Artesian player got a piece of it. Because the punt just was kicked off the back of the player there as we got a new player and a run here of number 42 with a run. He gets hit hard, but not before he gets a really nice run. It was Jake Hamilton, the sophomore, took that up the middle for a nice run. Tyler Atkins, the freshman quarterback, in there on the handoff, and Artesians are just going to let the clock run out after a nice run by Hamilton. So he got a nice carry And that will do it as the Artesians win this game and their season continues. It's 42-7. Artesians get the victory against the visiting Jennings County Panthers. And the Artesians will now prepare for the Mooresville Pioneers next week. So if you're an Artesian fan and if you can make it to Mooresville, it's not a far trip. We could have had to go to South Dearborn, but luckily we get to go to Mooresville. Make the trip to Mooresville. Really support these guys. Support the Artesian football team. If for some reason you can't, we're going to have it live next week at MHS Rewind YouTube channel. So we do appreciate it. We appreciate all of our camera crew for helping us out tonight. For Eric Meyer, I'm Eric Burns for WREP. Good night, everybody.